Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Spotlight in Business. I'm Tammy Defoe, president and founder of GTApreneurs, and I have the pleasure of introducing to you today Zivko Dodovski. He is the CEO at DoneMaker, and he'll be the guest speaker at our virtual business networking event on Wednesday, February the 14th at 12 o'clock. Very special day for everyone. Doesn't matter if you have a partner or not. Come on out to celebrate the day with us and learn some great tips from Zivko. So first of all, let's learn more about you. Zivko, welcome to the show today.
Thank you, Tammy. So, yeah, I'm like you mentioned, the CEO of DoneMaker. I live in Oakville, Ontario. I've been living here for around 15, 16 years. When I moved to Canada, I moved to Toronto, and I still have a soft spot for Toronto, but my wife doesn't like the busy and dynamic life of Toronto. I would say right now, like I said, married, 2 kids, enjoying life in Oakville, trying to build and grow and develop more personally and in the career field of sales with the DoneMaker.
Fantastic. And yeah, so tell us more. What is DoneMaker? What does that mean?
Right. So DoneMaker, it's basically a sales agency that we try to find, engage, qualify, disqualify prospects for our clients, and then the ones that are showing interest in our client services, book those directly on their calendar. The whole process is manual. There's no automations. There's no AI. There's no boss. There's no scraping data. And the main reason why I did it is because I did sales for many years, and with AI kicking in really hard last year, AI is logical, but it doesn't really help in sales at all. It actually reduces your sales opportunities. You might go for like massive volume, but quality wise, it doesn't work. And you guys have seen that in the past. You go somewhere, you want to talk to someone, an AI bot pops up, you just right away talk to a real person. So that's why everything that we do is done manually. So the outreach is done manually, the writing of the messages, everything is done manually because we try to go for more quality over quantity. So like I said, the whole process is very manual. We do the outreach through LinkedIn or LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and we try to qualify, disqualify, engage, and book people that are interested directly on our client's calendar. And then there is a weekly meeting with an account manager to kind of optimize and go over the campaign. So in these meetings, usually there is a very good dialogue going back and forth of what are the replies from the prospects? What are some qualification statements that we can include to increase the people that are showing up on the calls? Can we tweak the value proposition to make it more clear? Because when you're reaching out to people that don't know who you are, a value proposition matters the most. That's what moves people to book calls. And that's how those calls usually go. It's not a number crunching session. We try to have it very collaborative. Think of it like a fractional CMO, if you will, where we're trying to identify and understand what are prospects saying, what we can tweak, what we can change to keep growing and keep getting better and better connections. And in a nutshell, that's kind of the process that it goes. And if someone is looking for quality, if they're in a niche kind of situation, automation just won't cut it.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree with, quality over quantity. I mean, still, as business owners, we do need to reach out to lots of people, but, I agree that if you're just using a robot to put a bunch of stuff out there and, it's not a one size fits all. Like maybe some people are going to respond to what you're saying, what your robot's saying, right? And some people won't. So instead of just putting this huge blast out to like thousands of people, and then, okay, now this didn't quite work as well as we wanted, let's change it. Well, you just kind of wasted time, money, and all these different people. Then what, you can go back again, oh, forget about my first script, it didn't really work out, so let me just message you again. Well, no, like,
Right.
especially like if it's something local that you want, there's a finite number of professionals in any one particular area. Like, for example, you want to be targeting real estate lawyers. Well, there's only so many real estate lawyers in the GTA. And if you put out messaging that just turns them off or just not interesting to them, you wasted those leads, right? So it is definitely important that you have people who are like physically doing this manually to find these things. And of course, it just saves the business owner time because we've got so many things to do the prospecting and the calls and the servicing people. It's just a lot.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's interesting that you mentioned like local businesses. So for example, I have a lot of success stories, and probably like my number one or number two, depending on the month, of a potential target is accountants and CPA professionals, and they have a niche in their service, but most of the time it is local. There are some, for example, if it's a bookkeeper, they can work across Canada. But if they are local, they would like to work within Vancouver, Toronto, Edmonton. And you're absolutely right. When we craft these messages, you can first of all come across too salesy. Number two, you want to build trust the most now in 2024. Definitely a lot more trust, and you don't build trust by putting all these personalizations that are now very easy to do with automations and AI. Love what you do here. I saw what you did there. Like no one speaks like that. No one.
Mhm.
When you meet someone at an event, you're like, hey, I saw like you don't talk like that really. So the messaging and the targeting that we do, it's really it's based on successes for several years going back on exactly that industry, maybe that location, maybe for that value proposition, kind of tweak it and make it so it is very, very clear. Because if someone is reaching out and saying, hey, this is what I do, this is what I have done for XYZ, I would like to show you how that would look like for you if that's something that is interesting for you right now. And that's very important because some things might be important for your clients, but maybe not right now. So that's just not a no. It's not going to happen right now. And if you have the right messaging and the right system and the right approach, you're absolutely right. The opportunities that you're burning is what no one talks about. With automations, you have to connect to the API of whatever you're using, whether that be LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever. You have to connect to the API, and the API knows exactly what you're doing. They will always, always suppress the results. So me being in sales, I don't like to burn opportunities. I don't like to burn bridges. So that's why I said, you know what, let's just go quality over quantity and just do the outreach manual, and it's doing pretty good.
Fantastic. Well, glad to hear it. I'm looking forward to learning some tips myself. I mean, I know what I'm doing already, honestly, but you know what? I just like to hear from new people all the time. And tell us about some recent success stories you've had with your clients.
So we have Jacqueline, who signed 4 or 5 clients in the first 3 months. So that is probably something that doesn't normally happen. Like you would need probably, let's say, a week or two just to make sure that yeah, this is pretty good, this is how it's working. You're looking at the replies. There's no because there's no automation, there's no warm-up. You're just reading and you're looking at the replies. Yeah, this is resonant, this is pretty good. But to actually sign them, that means that within the first week the calls were so good that Jacqueline is very good and she was closing clients. So she has 4 or 5 within the first 3 months. So that's like on a shorter scale, I would say. On a larger one, Endo Networks Peter Day, they signed Mayor Brown Chicken and Tender through us for face-to-face interactions. They do intercept marketing, so it's more face-to-face interaction, sampling, secret shopper, stuff like that. They signed a Mary Brown Chicken and Tender for $14K a month, and that has been going on for quite some time. I have Michael Gilgardini from MGG Digital Consulting. We've been working for more than a year and a half, consistently signing a client or two for months, doing e-commerce, whether that be developing e-com or kind of fixing e-com. But that's what he does. I've been working together for over a year and a half. And now there is a lot of, I would say like a partnership where he refers clients like, hey, look, I did your e-com, but if you want to get more clients, just go and do LinkedIn outreach with DoneMaker. And I would say those are the ones that I can kind of point out in different areas. Someone on a short term, like really fast, just rapid growth, and they're super happy. Long relationship, like I have several that over a year and a half. And then you also have the big clients, the big contracts like Endo Network that would close that, or Justin Lamb from Edmonton. He would also close. He works with lawyers because he's a CPA professional, so he would close like 2 lawyers, and it'll be like $14,000 projects. So there's not retainers per se, but
Wow.
those are the things that really work. And specifically, I would say if it's B2B and if it's above 1,000 or 2,000 of the services offered, this would make sense.
Fantastic. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Some big names you dropped there. So I think it's worth a chat, everybody, for people to contact you and see if, it's right for their business to do business with you. So, but you know what? That's it for today. So thanks so much for coming. Just wanted to give everyone a little bit taste of what they can expect next week in terms of who you are. And come on February 14th. It's actually 2 weeks from now. And register for the event. It's a great time to learn something new, but also promote your business. You get to do a 30-second elevator pitch. And if you do the premium ticket, you get to network and meet Zivko one-on-one and the other guest one-on-one as well. So thanks again for coming, Zivko, and you have a great day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.